What's good, everyone? Welcome to the Power Up Podcast. I am your host, Sir Snorlax, aka Dennis, and we are back. And we got lots to talk about. We got a lot of news to cover. We have some reviews to talk about, and of course, Southwest Showdown has come and gone. Southwest Showdown number 3, I should say. 3. My camera angle is different. There's been some arrangements made here, so yeah. You also just saw a tail right there. That was my dog. With that said, let's get into Southwest Florida FGC. We had our Southwest Showdown, and I want to apologize. We do not have graphics as of yet. It's been a long couple of weeks. But I want to go through all 8 of our brackets and our top 8. So in our Retro Zone Arcade Mystery Bracket, in our top 8, tied for 7th place, was Callie and Dizzy KOF. Tied in 5th place, we had Blue Icy Dasani and Big Boss Brandon. And in 4th place, we had Black Flash. Coming in 3rd place, Foz. In 2nd place, Noodle. And in 1st place, Shmoop. Into our KOF 15 bracket, tied in 7th place, Big Boss Brandon and your boy, Sir Snorlax. Also tied up in 5th place, we had Frank Gaines XP and Shmoop. In 4th place, we had Foz. In 3rd place, we had Zoe Valentine. And in 2nd place, we had Professor Peanut. In 1st place, we had Dizzy KOF. Now, I just want to say, that was a crazy matchup. That was definitely a crazy matchup. Professor Peanut versus Dizzy. Whew. Moving on to our 2XKO bracket. Tied up in 7th place, Fighting Focus and Mr. Worldwide. In 5th place, we have Frank Gaines XP and Shmoop. In 4th place, we had Dizzy KOF. In 3rd place, Blue Icy Dasani. In 2nd place, Mr. I Don't Play This Game, Spiker. In 1st place, Zoe Valentine. And then, moving into our Dragon Ball Fighters bracket. Tied up in 7th place, we have Flamio and TVTengu. Tied up in 5th place, we have Big Boss Brandon and Frank Gaines XP. 4th place, we have Blue Icy Dasani. In 3rd place, we have Cruisin'. In 2nd place, Some. And in 1st place, Cito. Now, into our Ultra Street Fighter 4 bracket. Tied up in 7th place, we had Shmoop and Walt Coyote. Tied up in 5th place, we had Foz, Frank Gaines XP. In 4th place, we had Big Boss Brandon. 3rd place, we had Black Flash. In 2nd place, we have Blue Icy Dasani. In 1st place, JJZ Clamp God. Into our Blaze Blue bracket. Tied up in 5th place, we had Waffles and Sir Snorlax. 4th place, we had Flamio. In 3rd place, we had TVTengu. 2nd place, we had Spiker. And in 1st place, we have Frank Gaines XP. Now, into our Tekken 8 bracket. Tied up in 7th place, we had Spiker and Some. In 5th place, we had Savage Mela. In 5th place, we also had TVTengu. In 4th place, Flamio. In 3rd place, Samurai Soda. In 2nd place, Crispy Crisps. And in 1st place, Mary Chango. Now going into our Street Fighter 6 bracket. Tied up in 7th place, we had Cruisin' and Scourge. Tied up in 5th place, we had Shmoop, Mr. Worldwide. 4th place, we had Spiker. 3rd place, we had Foz. In 2nd place, we had Professor Peanut. And in 1st place, Blue Icy Dasani. I want to give a shout out to everyone that came through for Southwest Showdown number 3. This marks 4 years of Southwest Florida FGC, and I want to thank everyone who has supported us along the way from the very beginning, those humble beginnings of just like 10 of us just playing casual sets to turning this into a whole scene. And I just want to thank everyone that's ever been a part of this as we continue to go strong for years. We've got more big events coming up, and we'll be talking more about it here. All right. With that said, let's get into some news. The first bit of news is going to be non-gaming news, but it is a little nerdy. Okay. One sad, one not as much. We had an announcement, and an announcement of a cancellation. And it hurts, and it doesn't. Let's just get into it. So a few months back, we had the announcement of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival show. Now, when that was announced, I was very excited, but we knew that Sarah Michelle Gellar was involved. We knew that it was going to be about a new Slayer. We're going to be in new Sunnydale. Chloe Zhao, it was going to be the producer for this show, and we knew that a pilot was being shot, and it was being offered to Hulu. Hulu would determine whether or not they would continue with the show. And yesterday, we had a message from one Sarah Michelle Gellar. So let's take a look at that.
So I am really sad to have to share this, but I wanted you all to hear it from me. Unfortunately, Hulu has decided not to move forward with Buffy New Sunnydale. I want to thank Chloe Zhao because I never thought I would find myself back in Buffy's stylish yet affordable boots. And thanks to Chloe, I was reminded how much I love her and how much she means not only to me, but to all of you. And this doesn't change any of that. And I promise, if the apocalypse actually comes, you could still beat me.
So, what the hell? Because I was very hyped for this. I'm a huge Buffy fan. I'm a huge Angel fan. I love that universe, and the fact that they're taking this away from us. Disney, what the fuck are you doing? Now, it's quite possible. It's quite possible that we will get this again in the future. Let's not forget, the original Buffy pilot did not air, and everything got redone after that. And then we got what we ended up with later on down the road. So maybe this is the case where it's going to be similar. But since this video came out yesterday, and we have had a lot of rumbles about what's happening with this. People have talked about it, And someone um, posted a picture. Um, one Ryan Kiera Armstrong, who is going to be the new Slayer, who was going to be the new Slayer, posted a picture of a Polaroid of her in costume. This is what they took from us. This girl not only has the look of a Slayer, but she looks like the daughter of Buffy and Faith. Come on. Like, and here's what's more perplexing about this entire situation, okay? This gets canceled. For a couple weeks now, we've been getting teases from Nathan Fillion about something to do with Firefly. And today, right as I'm recording this, today, early this morning, we got that announcement. So let's take a look at that and we'll talk about that here. Because it's very, very interesting. And it just didn't quite make sense for me.
As of this moment, the word is out. We are going to try to bring back Firefly. This time, we're going to animate it. Guys, bringing back Firefly, crazy or not crazy?
Not crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Not crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy, but it just might work.
Now, to do this, we would need Josh's blessing. I got it.
The rights from 20th Century Fox.
/ Disney.
They got excited. They said yes.
The showrunner.
I got two. Tara Butters, Agent Carter, Dollhouse, Mark Guggenheim, Arrow, Flash. They're married. They met through Firefly.
A script.
We got it.
An animation house.
Academy and Emmy award-winning Shadow Machine. The last piece we need is a home.
A home.
A home.
A home?
A home?
A home.
A home.
A home!
And for that, we need you. Like this post. Comment on this post. Repost this post. Tag your friends. Tag your family. Tag your enemies. I'm asking you to do what you've always done. Keep Firefly lying. Oh, and I'm about to go pitch this thing, so wish me luck.
Good luck, Captain Tight Pants. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck with that, Nate.
Good luck.
Good luck.
We are getting a Firefly animated series, hopefully. Hopefully. Now, I love Firefly. I love Serenity. We don't have a home. We have an animation studio. We have the original cast coming back, which I'm going to touch on a little bit here in a minute because there's something interesting about this. We have The Blessing from Disney. Okay? They're excited. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Disney is excited about a Firefly return, but we cancel the Buffy series? Excuse the fuck out of me, okay? Because I love both. Firefly has a special place in my heart. But Buffy's bigger. Like, much bigger. With a bigger fan base. Granted, it is animated. This is all very weird. So all I'm going to say is this. We don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We're going to go ahead and we're going to repost. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it till we're blue in the face. All right? We are going to allow them to make this animated show. And actually get it instead of it being taken away from us. But back to this, specifically this. So far, this is what we're looking at. This is our character lineup. Okay. Now, spoilers for anyone who's never watched Serenity. Wash is dead. Okay. But he's back. He's back. Alan Tudyk, you saw him in the video there. He's back. So is this going to be a continuation of Firefly from when we left off in that season/series finale of the one season that we got, and fill the gap between that very last episode and the beginning of Serenity? Or is this going to be a sequel to Serenity? Are we ignoring the events of Serenity? I don't know. But so far, this is our character lineup. Okay? So, obviously, Shepherd Book, the actor that plays Shepherd Book, is no longer with us. So, obviously, Shepherd Book would not be in this. Wash died in Serenity. But Simon's still alive, and he's not in his lineup. So there must still be working on something. I'm going to watch this because I love Firefly. So please, for the love of God, repost the Go Ram post and get it going so that we don't lose it like we just lost Buffy. And talk about it. Talk about Buffy. Make them give it back to us after they selfishly took it away from us. I'm looking at you, Disney. I'm looking straight at damn you, Disney. You know, me and Disney, we got problems. We got lots of problems. Okay? Lots of problems. I'm not going to go into it. We got problems. Bigger ones now. With that said, let us move on and get into some of the nerdy news that you guys usually come here for, which is video games. Since we've been gone for a while, that's the thing. New things have happened, so let's talk about them. Okay, one of the big ones. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green were released on Switch, but not part of the Switch Online subscription, which is really weird. Instead, they're standalones. They're $20 a pop, and I haven't gotten them yet. I think I might get one just for science. But let's take a look at the trailer for the game. I'm trying to make this work and it's not appearing. Hold on 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties. See, I did things, and that's the first problem. Where is my... There it is. There we are. We're back now. Sorry, folks. Let's go into the trailer. Let me give you some audio with that. Part of the Pokemon 30th anniversary, by the way. Giovanni. That's right, folks. We have Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green on Switch, the Game Boy Advance games that were remakes, I guess you could call it, of the original Red and Green from Japan. I'm going to get this only because I want to try it out. One of the things that they did say is the event Pokemon that you could get back in the day, where I think you had to like go like a store and they'd link cable you Pokemon that were event Pokemon that they received. I wasn't around in that era, so I apologize. And when I say I wasn't around, I wasn't playing those specific games. I've never actually played. I didn't play the original ones, the original Fire Red and Leaf Green on Game Boy Advance when they came out. I've played them through nefarious means, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, there's a lot of discourse online because, again, as I said, you can play them through nefarious means. I mean, I can tell you this right now. I have my phone right here. And, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. For $20, a lot of people argue that it should have been part of the collection of the Nintendo Online subscription. Here's what I'm going to say. Why, oh why, is Nintendo ever going to give us anything for free when they know they can make money off of it, okay? A lot of the games that are in the Nintendo Switch Online probably wouldn't make them as much money as these two because guess what? It's selling. It is selling. Okay? So I'm going to buy it eventually. I've got other games to buy. I just spent a lot of money on a game that, well, we're going to talk about a little later. Moving on. Our next news story is coming from, once again, Nintendo, as they have announced a release date for a game coming to the Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics. Let's take a look at that. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This game was in the vein of Pokemon Coliseum that came out on the GameCube as well. I wish we were getting Pokemon Coliseum in this collection. But, you know, I'll take whatever we can get. This was previously announced when the Nintendo GameCube Classics were announced. But we've got a release date now. For those of you paying for the thing, it'll be available this month. I believe they said the end of this month. So that'll be cool. I didn't hit the button correctly. My bad. Can you tell I'm off? Can y'all tell that I'm slipping here? All right, moving on. You know, I was supposed to get this somewhere, and I did not. So I have to do some backtracking here. I apologize. Poor, poor preparation on my part. But we got a very first look at the live action God of War series from Amazon Prime. And we're going to talk about it. Why is that taking so long? That should not be taking that long. Hold on. 1 minute, please. I'm trying to get y'all the picture. I'm trying to multitask here, and it's not working out very well. Not many people were very pleased with what we got, but you know, it be like that sometimes. There we are. There we are. See, now I have to do all this backtracking. I apologize for this, but we did get something. And yes, it was a bit perplexing because of what it looks like. Okay? So, let's take a look at what we got here, and then we'll see what VGC had to say about this. Here we have Ryan Hurst as our God of War, Dad of War, as we all affectionately called Kratos in this picture. Let me just move this a little bit because it's like not in the right centering. So here's the problem I have with this picture. Okay, we see our Atreus and Kratos. Kratos seems way too interested in what Atreus is doing. He looks like a proud father. And as we all know in that original story, the original God of War 2018 game, he was not a proud dad. He was not that proud. He could care less. He could give a shit. He barely called his son by his name. He called him boy. So, Mr. Kratos, you're looking a little too proud there. You're looking a little too concerned there for your son. But let's see what VGC had to say about this. This write-up came from Andy Robinson at VGC. Amazon has unveiled the first image of its live-action God of War series, starring Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy and The Walking Dead. He also played, this is my own ad-lib, Thor in Ragnarok, in God of War Ragnarok, and young Callum Vinson as his son Atreus. The Prime series is currently in production in Vancouver, Canada. Father and son, behold your first look at Kratos and Atreus in the God of War series, now in production for Prime Video. Amazon said their journey to the highest peak begins. Amazon has ordered 2 seasons for God of War, which will cover the 2 modern game entries, and see Kratos raise his son while battling Norse gods. Father and son, Kratos and Atreus, embark on a journey to spread the ashes of their wife and mother, Faye. A synopsis reads, through their adventures, Kratos tries to teach his son to be a better god, while Atreus tries to teach his father how to be a better human. Additional cast members include Max Parker as Heimdall, Olafur Dari Olafsson as Thor. Boy, did I butcher that. Manny Patinkin as Odin. Very happy with that one. Alistair Duncan as Mimir. Danny Woodburn and Jeff Gulka as brothers Brock and Sindri. And Ed Skirin as Balder. Sony Santa Monica is currently celebrating God of War's 20th anniversary via various initiatives, most notably a brand new 2D game that was shadow dropped during its state of play last month. During the same live stream, the developer also revealed that a God of War trilogy remake is in early development. We ask you for your patience, as it will take a while before anything else can be shared, it said. when we can come back with an update, we aim to make it a big one. So, again, I do have one other concern, and I shouldn't judge, especially someone who is not in shape at all. But Ryan Hurst, I feel like you are lacking a little muscle to be the one God of War from the Ghost of Sparta himself. That's all I'm going to say on that. Moving on to our next story. Nacon delays game showcase after filing for insolvency. We are choosing to focus our resources. This is very, very sad. French publisher and peripheral firm Nacon has delayed a planned showcase after it filed for insolvency last week. According to an announcement on February 25th, so almost, sorry, it's been a while, Nacon's majority shareholder Big Ben Interactive had failed to make partial repayment of a bond loan due to an unexpected and late refusal by its banking pool, forcing it to call for financial restructuring with its creditors. The news arrives just days after Nacon announced its next Nacon Connect presentation planned for March 4, which it said would include new game announcements and presentations for previously announced games. Now, Nacon has confirmed that the presentation has been delayed until May due to its difficult economic environment for the company and to ensure that our future announcements have the impact they deserve. The company claimed its announced releases remain on track and said it's confident we'll get through this. It said Nacon has made the strategic decision to postpone the next edition of its Nacon Connect, initially scheduled for March 4th. Faced with a difficult economic environment for the company, we are choosing to focus our resources on upcoming releases and the development of our current games. This period will allow us to polish our projects and prepare for new Nacon Connect to be held in May, which will showcase the work of our studios in the best possible way. Until then, numerous communications will take place to support games such as Greedfall, The Dying World, Dragonkin, The Banished, Cthulhu, The Cosmic Abyss, and many others. Nacon was founded in 1981 and is now part of the Big Ben Group, which owns 76.7% of the company. The publisher's recent games include RoboCop Rogue City, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, Styx Blade of Greed, and Gear Club Unlimited 3. So this was sad because I love Nacon. Nacon gave us RoboCop. Nacon gave me my controller. And amongst other peripherals. So it is sad, but the economy ain't great. It ain't great anywhere. It sucks. So hopefully they'll be able to get through this and we'll get more announcements. I know that recently they announced that they were pulling back on a Terminator game they were working on that was supposed to be multiplayer, and they're taking the multiplayer aspect out of it. So we'll see where they go from here. There was a Nintendo Indie World announced that took place on the 3rd of March. Here are the list of games that were announced on there coming to the Switch. Denshatak, My Little Puppy, Heave Ho 2, Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, Wudo, Mini Shoot Adventures, The Midnight Walk, Rotwood, Mixtape, Blighted, Dead Zone Rogue, Grave Seasons, Unrailed 2 Back on Track, Toem 2, Inconbini Outbound, Ratatan, and Blueprints, which was out that same day. Moving on. This is messed up. 3 months after closing the Game Awards, High Guard is officially shutting down. And it has shut down, if I am not mistaken. Yes, it shut down earlier this week. This write-up comes from one Andy Robinson at VGC. Troubled free-to-play shooter High Guard is officially shutting down. A little over 6 weeks after its high-profile launch, developer Wildlight Entertainment has confirmed. High Guard launch on January 26th. Following its bold announcement at the Game Awards in December. But despite initially reaching millions of players according to its developer, player numbers quickly plummeted and Wildlight laid off most of its development team the following month. Now, the California-based studio has confirmed that High Guard will shut down entirely on March 12th, which already happened. In an update posted on social media, it said the game had not been able to attract enough players to sustain development long term. One final update will be released this week, it said. Today, we're sharing difficult news. We've made the decision to permanently shut down High Guard on March 12th, Wildlight wrote. Since launch, more than 2 million players stepped into High Guard's world. You shared feedback, created content, and many believed in what we were building. For that, we are deeply grateful. Despite the passion and hard work of our team, we have not been able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain online until March 12th. We hope that you'll jump in with us one more time to show your support and get those final great matches in while we still can. The post continues. The team is excited to release one final game update to enjoy in the remaining life of the game. We'll be adding a new warden, a new weapon, count level progression, and skill trees. So on and so forth. From all of us at Wildlight, thank you for playing and supporting us and for being part of High Guard's story. High Guard was announced with great fanfare, and that's a stretch. At the close of December's Game Awards, developed by veterans of the hero shooter genre, the game combines FPF mechanics with rideable mounts and raid mechanics, with teams tasked with breaching each other's braces. After a designer claimed that most of the team had been laid off last month, Wildlight subsequently confirmed it had let go a number of team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. According to the Bloomberg report on High Guard's development, gaming giant Tencent had quietly funded Wildlight Entertainment, and the studio's initial wave of staff cuts came after the conglomerate decided to pull out due to the game's soft launch. Shooter had been in development for several years before it was announced and had a year of post-launch content already revealed before today's shutdown news. High Guard's failure again highlights the volatility of the AAA and live service games market. With majority of consumers entranced in big, established, forever games like Fortnite and Call of Duty, new launches like High Guard are riskier than ever, especially with the significant investment required to build them. The previous most notable failed launch was Sony's Concord, which was shut down 2 weeks after its launch in August 2024, despite significant investment from PlayStation. So High Guard is down. High Guard is gone. I am not a live service person. It's sad. People lost their jobs. People invested a lot of money into this. People had a passion for this, and there are players that liked it, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't hitting. It never attracted me from the beginning. So a lot of people say it was a questionable choice to close out the Game Awards, and it's very sad that it closed the Game Awards and closed doors not too long after launch. Live service games are hard, I feel, in the sense of getting them out there and getting people on them. Like Marvel Rivals was the last big one that I can think of that really did well. Overwatch 2 even had a struggle, and even after that, now has relaunched as just Overwatch. It's pulling a HBO thing where it went HBO Max, HBO, whatever, and then Max, and then back to HBO Max. You know. Anyway, I digress. Again, it's Marathon, same thing. I feel that Marathon is not one that I also am attracted to, and even my buddy Tengu said that he tried it out and it just wasn't for him. Moving on, VGC Andy Robinson. At 5 million sales, Resident Evil Requiem is likely the series' biggest launch ever. Resident Evil Requiem is likely the series' biggest launch ever after Capcom announced that the game has surpassed 5 million sales in less than a week. The news it was shared in an announcement on Wednesday, which attributed the hugely successful launch weekend to Requiem's worldwide acclaim. The game has been tracking strongly since its announcement last summer, thanks to a mix of horror and action leaning on nostalgia during Resident Evil's 30th anniversary year. Although Capcom does not state as such it is in its announcement. Requiem's 5 million sales likely make it Resident Evil's biggest launch ever. Certainly the fastest selling in any modern title. The last Resident Evil game, 2023's remake of Resident Evil 4, took nearly 4 months to top 5 million sales. According to Capcom, Resident Evil Village took nearly 5 months to reach the milestone, while Resident Evil 3's 2020 remake nearly took 2 years after shipping 2 million copies in its first few days. Resident Evil 7 shipped 3 million units in the weeks after its February 2017 release. Looking further back, 6 sold 4.9 million units by 5 months after its release, and Resident Evil 5 at the time, Capcom's fastest selling title, didn't surpass 5 million until the second month. As of December 31st, 2025, the series itself had sold a combined total of 183 million copies, according to Capcom. The best-selling game in the series is Resident Evil 2, which is the remake, the 2019 remake, at 16.8 million, followed by my favorite, Resident Evil 7 with 16.4 million, and Resident Evil Village, 13.5 million. Thank you, Lady Dimitrescu. That's the next game on the list. I'm going to be getting that. I'm going to be playing that. There's a lot of games that I'm playing right now, and I'm trying to balance it all, but that's going to be the next game. Moving on to our next story, coming from Andy Robinson, Assassin's Creed boss provides updates on Hexe, I don't know, Invictus, Jade, and confirms the Black Flag remake. This is coming very recently off of the large cancellations coming from Ubisoft. So Andy Robinson writes, Ubisoft's new creative boss for Assassin's Creed has provided an update on in-development projects like Hex, Invictus, and all but confirmed the existence of a Black Flag remake, which we'll get into here in just a bit. Gene Guison was appointed head of content for Assassin's Creed last month, alongside 2 other franchise veterans who will steward the series at Ubisoft's new subsidiary, Vantage Studios. The Origins of Black Flag creative director starts his update on the franchise by confirming last year's Shadow is moving into its final phase of support. It means this means smaller, less frequent updates, he said, as its development team focuses on future titles. And those future titles include 3 previously announced premium games. The first, codenamed Hex, lost its creative director just last week per a VGC report, and Guison will take over himself. While we know we haven't shared much about this one yet, it's being built with great care by our veteran team here at Ubisoft Montreal, he said. Expect a unique, darker, narrative-driven Assassin's Creed experience set during a pivotal moment in history. He added, you may have seen the recent news. I've recently taken the role of creative director for the project. In addition to my new responsibilities as head of content, we are taking the time to deliver on its ambitious vision, which means we'll be quiet for a while longer. But we love seeing all the enthusiasm happening on our channels and can't wait to unveil more when the time is right. Meanwhile, multiplayer game codename Invictus is progressing steadily with a test and learn approach. According to Guison, with a Ubisoft Montreal development team led by 4 Honor veterans. We understand there's quite a lot of curiosity around this project. Yes, it's a new approach to multiplayer in the franchise, but it isn't quite what the rumors have suggested, he wrote, likely referencing internet rumors that Invictus will have a stylized cartoon-style art direction. With player feedback at the heart of our approach, we're exploring ways to bring the community in earlier so we can shape the experience together. The team is incredibly passionate about what they're building, and their work reflects their broader goal of offering a wider variety of experiences with the Assassin's Creed universe. Within Assassin's Creed universe. We also had the mobile game codenamed Jade. Ghost said that this game will have co-op gameplay. While we recently chose to pivot away from an early project, the lessons from that work are already helping shape our approach going forward. He said that what matters most to us is giving each project the time it deserves and releasing them when they are ready. Finally, Assassin's Creed creative boss has all but confirmed the long-expected remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Speculation around Assassin's Creed is not new, but it's worth repeating. Nothing is true. Everything is permanent, he wrote. Well, except in this case, some whispers have a little more wind in their sails. Keep your spygrass on the horizon. Since then, a picture has been released. And once again, I have failed to do my job appropriately. I thought I had the picture already in here. But let's try to get this for you guys into here. Hopefully, I'll be able to add this in so you guys can see the picture that was released. If I can find it. Hold on. We're almost there. We're just going to just go ahead and do this. Okay. There it is. The Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced. So from what we've read so far, it's taking all of the modern day stuff within the original out. And I've never played Black Flag. I'm about to admit something that I probably shouldn't. I owned it, but I never played it. And I probably should have at some point. But again, I didn't. It's one of the most acclaimed ones from what I've heard. So I'll be playing this. I still need to get through 3. I never finished 3. I played 1, 2, and all of the iterations of 2. And then I stopped shortly after that. I played a little bit of 3, but I never finished it. I never played 4. And then Origins came out. I played that. I loved that. I played Odyssey, which was one of my favorites. I played a little bit of Valhalla, and I never finished it. I want to play Shadows. I own Shadows. I haven't played it, though. So, moving into our next story. This is a big one. This is coming from Chris Scullion. Huge Xbox shakeup. Phil Spencer retiring. Sarah Bond resigns. And Microsoft AI boss becomes new Microsoft Gaming CEO. This one comes from Chris Scullion. Xbox is set to undergo huge management changes with Phil Spencer retiring. Spencer will step down as Microsoft Gaming CEO on Monday, February 23rd, which has already happened. Spencer will be replaced by Asha Sharma. Yeah. Who joined, y'all must love me saying these names, who joined at Microsoft in 2024 as president of its core AI product, which she described as leading the product portfolio for AI models, apps, agents, responsible AI, and developer tools for customers worldwide. Xbox President Sarah Bond, who some have assumed was being prepared to succeed Spencer as Microsoft Gaming CEO, has instead reportedly resigned from her role. Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty will also be promoted to Chief Content Officer working alongside Sharma. In an email to Microsoft staff, Spencer wrote, "Last fall, I shared with Satya, sorry, that I was thinking about stepping back and starting the next chapter of my life. From that moment, we aligned on approaching this transition with intention, ensuring stability and strengthening the foundation we've built. Xbox has always been more than a business. It's a private community of players, creators, and teams who care deeply about what we build and how we build it. And it deserves a thoughtful, deliberate plan for the road ahead. Today marks an exciting new chapter for Microsoft Gaming as Asha Sharma steps into the role of CEO. I want to be the first to welcome her to this incredible team. Working with her over the past several months has given me tremendous confidence. She brings genuine curiosity, clarity, and deep commitment to understanding players, creators, and the decisions that shape our future. We know this is an important moment for our fans, partners, and team, and we are committed to getting it right. I'll remain in as an advisory role through the summer to support a smooth handoff." In a separate statement, Spencer wrote, "It's rare in life to know when a chapter is closing, but after 38 years at Microsoft, that moment has arrived for me. I've made the decision to retire and begin the next chapter of my life. It's a milestone that's given me a chance to reflect on the incredible journey I've been fortunate enough to share with so many of you. I'm excited for Asha. I'm just going to keep calling her Asha because at this point, if I keep messing up her name, it's just going to get annoying. As she steps into the CEO role, she's joining an incredible group of people, teams full of talent, heart, and deep commitment to the players they serve. Watching her lean in with curiosity and a real desire to strengthen the foundation we've built gives me confidence that our Xbox communities will be well supported in the years ahead. Thinking back to my start as an intern in 1988, I never could have imagined the path ahead. I've been lucky to work with so many passionate creators, partners, colleagues, and players across the industry. People who challenged me, taught me, and made this work full of joy and wonder. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of this chapter. This community has meant more to me than I can say. From here, I'll keep doing what's always mattered so much to me, cheering on the teams pushing this industry forward and playing alongside this incredible community. See you online." Asha also reportedly emailed staff explaining her expectations for Xbox as she steps into Spencer's role as Microsoft Gaming CEO on Monday. "First job is simple. Understand what makes this work and protect it," she wrote. Asha said Xbox has to make 3 commitments in order to ensure future success. The first being great games. "Everything begins here," she said. "We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Unforgettable character stories that make us feel, innovative gameplay, and creative excellence. We will empower our studios, invest in iconic franchises, and back bold new ideas. We will take risks. We will enter new categories and markets where we can add real value, grounded in what players care about most." I promoted Matt Booty in honor of this commitment. He understands the craft and the challenges of building great games. He has led teams that deliver award-winning work and has earned the trust of game developers across the industry. Second commitment, according to Asha, is the return of Xbox. While also maintaining the brand's current policy of multi-format releases, we will commit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and to developers who build expansive experiences that are embraced by players across the world, she explained. "We will celebrate our roots with renewed commitment to Xbox, starting with console, which has shaped who we are. It connects us to the players and fans who invest in Xbox and to the developers who build ambitious experiences for it. Gaming now lives across devices, not within the limits of any single piece of hardware. As we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. We will break down barriers so developers can build and reach players everywhere without compromise." Finally, Asha stated that the Xbox will commit to the future of play, specifically noting that Xbox would not focus on soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. Whew, that was a lot. That was that was a lot. That was a big thing that happened, and quite frankly, I'm not an Xbox person, but damn, like, damn. Um, damn. I don't know how I feel about all this. We'll see how it goes because Microsoft has been hanging on by a thread in some people's cases. So, but since then, Xbox confirms his next console will run PC games and its code name Project Helix. New boss Asha Sharama stated says Microsoft will meet with partners at GDC this past week. They just passed. Microsoft confirms that its next generation game console is codenamed Project Helix and that it will run both Xbox and PC games. On Thursday, Microsoft Gaming's shared a short teaser video on social media revealing the Project Helix logo, which is just the circle with the Helix thing. In a separate message, new gaming CEO Asha said she would be meeting with developers to discuss a new console at GDC next week. Great start to the morning with Team Xbox. Where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the code name for our next generation console. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. Looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios at my first GDC next week. With that said, there's more. I'm trying to find it though. So, Project Helix Innovation plays your Xbox console and PC games, powered by custom AMD SoC, co-signed for next generation of DirectX, next gen ray tracing performance and capabilities, GPU directed work graph execution, AMD FSR Next Plus Project Helix, built for next generation of neural rendering, next generation ML upscaling, new ML multi-frame generation, next gen ray regeneration for RT and path tracing, deep texture compression, neural texture compression, direct storage, and ZSTD. I'm going to let y'all that know stuff about this decipher that for me. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what that means, please. Also, moving on to the next news, Capcom has removed Up Pragmata's release to April 17th. That game is going to break us. This one was sad. Nagoshi Studio reportedly facing closure after NetEase pulls Gang of Dragon funding. The new studio founded by Yakuza series creator Toshiro Nagoshi is reportedly facing closure after publisher NetEase indicated that it will pull funding for its debut title. According to Bloomberg, employees of Nagoshi were told on Friday that NetEase intends to cut off funding for Game of Dragon, which was announced at the Game Awards just 3 months ago, this coming May. NetEase allegedly made the decision after discovering that the project needed an additional 7 billion yen, or $44.4 million, in funding to reach completion. Nagoshi is said to be seeking additional funding to continue developing the project, but has had no success so far. Neither NetEase nor Nagoshi Studio has responded to these actual claims. Gang of Dragon was announced in December, said to be deep into development. The action game stars prolific South Korean American actor Ma Dong-seok, best known for his performance in Train to Busan, The Outlaws, and Marvel's Eternals. This sucks, but it is what it is. There's not much else to say on that at this moment. Nothing has come up on this. So, yeah. It's tragic. And I hope they were able to find the funding because the game looked good. But also, the fact that you still made it within Kamurocho also kind of fucked up. Just saying. Moving on. Valve insists it will release Steam Machine and Steam Frame in 2026 after blog said it hoped to. This write-up comes from Chris Scullion at VGC. Valve has reiterated that it will release Steam Machine and Steam Frame in 2026 after posting a blog that implied it could be delayed. The company posted a blog article on Friday called Steam Year in Review 2025, in which it detailed all the new features, tools, and improvements it launched last year. The blog also mentioned Valve's hardware announcements, including the Steam Machine, a small PC designed for TV play, the Steam Frame VR headset, and the new Steam controller. Here's the lineup of hardware we announced in 2025. We hope to ship in 2026, but as we shared recently, memory and storage shortages have created challenges for us. We'll share updates publicly when we finalize our plans. Valve had previously confirmed last week that it planned on releasing the Steam Machine and Steam Frame in the first half of 2026. The rapidly increasing price of PC components has delayed its announcement of pricing and release details. Following the posting of its blog article, the use of the phrase "we hope to ship" led some to believe that the delay could be more severe and that there were chances that the devices could be held back until 2027. Now, in an attempt to reassure players that it isn't the case, Valve has confirmed that the devices will indeed ship this year, telling The Verge that nothing has actually changed on our end. Yeah, let's see about that. The blog article was then edited to remove "we hope to ship" wording, replacing it with more certain commitment to 2026 releases. Wow, Valve. It's just wow. I'm not even going to keep going. Are you excited for the Steam Machine? Are you going to get one? Is it? What do you think I want to throw it out for the people that are watching this. Give me a price point. I want to see who gets it right. By the time that releases, we're going to talk about that. Leave it in the comments, okay? What do you think the Steam Machine's price is going to be? I personally think it's going to be a little I would say probably about $800. That's my $799.99. That's my over under. Next, BGC Chris Scullion writes, Master Chief voice actor demands his voice be removed from the White House's disgusting juvenile war porn. Yeah, we said the P word, folks. The voice of Master Chief is one of a number of actors and filmmakers demanding that the White House remove their work from a propaganda video about the Iran war. On Friday, the official White House account on X posted the message "Justice the American Way," along with a montage video showing airstrikes on Iran, interspersed with clips from various movies, games, and TV shows. The clips included Halo, Deadpool, Star Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Yugoslavia, as some call it. Let's see if anybody gets that reference. Tropic Thunder, Braveheart, Gladiator, Top Gun, John Wick, Superman, and Breaking Bad, accompanied by a version of the theme music from the Mortal Kombat movie. Although some of the characters in the montage aren't American or good guys, the clip is intended to celebrate America's bombing of numerous targets in Iran. The video has provoked angry responses from a number of people involved in the clips, including Steve Downs, who has voiced Master Chief since the original Halo Combat Evolved was released in 2001. The montage includes a clip of Master Chief saying he's finishing this fight. And Downs took to X, Twitter, we call it Twitter here, on Sunday to state that it has nothing to do with the video and wants his voice removed from it. It's come to my attention that there is at least one propaganda video circulating that was either produced or at the very least endorsed by the White House that uses images of Master Chief and uses my voice to support the war in Iran. Downs wrote. Let me make this crystal clear. I did not participate in, nor was I consulted, nor do I endorse the use of my voice in this video or the message it conveys. I demand that the producers of this disgusting and juvenile war porn remove my voice immediately. That was a statement joined similar messages from other people whose clips were featured in the montage, including Tropic Thunder director Ben Stiller, who wrote, "Hey, White House, please remove the top Tropic Thunder clip. We never gave you permission, and we have no interest in being a part of your propaganda machine. War is not a movie." Dan Green, who's Yu-Gi-Oh character, Yugi Moto, is also in the video, says, "Now end this." Also condemned the video, saying Yu-Gi-Oh creator Kazuki Takahashi, who drowned trying to rescue 3 people from a rip current, didn't believe in hurting others. It came to my attention that the White House used my voice to encourage violence in Iran. Green wrote, doing so tactily implies Kazuki Takahashi's most beloved contribution, which continues to inspire people to become who they are, and this was presented in a way far removed from the story he was telling. Takahashi died saving others. Yu-Gi-Oh is universal, not political. It is disrespectful to present it in any other way. You goddamn right. There was another video that came out as well that used Beerus. There was like a clip of Beerus from Dragon Ball, and I know, because we're going to talk about this, I'm going to segue into it now. I know Pokemon ain't happy that the Pokemon company ain't happy, and Nintendo ain't happy that the White House is using their clips. They used a song like last year for some shit, and they keep using clips for ice shit. I'm gonna say it. I think I said it last time. Fuck ice. But with that said, Nintendo went ahead and sued their ass for the tariff shit. So, like, Nintendo was strategic about this. This article comes from Nintendo Life. Ollie Reynolds wrote, Nintendo's lawsuit against the U.S. is automatically paused, pending the results of another tariff case. So this was on Friday. According to a new update from Steven Totilio on GameFile, the Nintendo lawsuit against the U.S. government has been automatically stayed or paused, pending the results of a tariff case submitted from the Court of International Trade to the Supreme Court. I'm going to read the original story. Nintendo of America suing the U.S. government, including the Department of Treasury, Department of Homeland Security, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection over the tariffs implemented in 2025 via executive order from President Donald Trump. As reported by Aftermath, the complaint concerns the initiation and administration of unlawful trade measures that have to date resulted in the collection of more than $200 billion in tariffs on imports from nearly all countries. Nintendo believes that the tariffs set via International Emergency Economic Powers Act have caused it to suffer imminent and irreparable harm for the entries it has paid. Just last month, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Trump's tariffs and deemed them to be illegal, citing their use under an act meant for national emergencies. The complaint then states that all tariffs collected under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act duties must be refunded with interest. Nintendo joins a host of other companies, including FedEx, Costco, and Revlon, in attempting to recoup the costs from the tariffs, with a federal judge in New York recently ruling that companies would be entitled to refunds following the decision of the Supreme Court. Nintendo's business was impacted significantly by tariffs in 2025. Not only was it forced to delay pre-orders for the highly anticipated Switch 2 in U.S. and Canada, but it also raised the price of Switch 1 along with several key accessories. The cost of the Switch OLED went up by $50, and the modern model by $40, and the Switch Lite by $30. Nintendo has confirmed the Complaint 2 aftermath, but has stated there is nothing else to share on the topic. We have reached out for further clarification. According to an update that happened this past Friday, it is on hold. In December, a judge deemed that all cases related to the IEEPA tariffs would be automatically stayed until CIT's case had been resolved. So it would seem that this is just one of those cases. It's likely the Nintendo lawsuit will resume in some fashion on a later date. We'll keep an eye out for it. That, a big fuck you from Nintendo to this administration for the bullshit they've been doing, amongst other things. I mean, I know it's a money thing. It's not really, but still, it's a big fuck you. All right, moving on. Bloober Team says it will reveal several new projects this year. This one comes from Chris Scullion at VGC. This year should be a very intense year for us in terms of communication. Bloober CEO Bebiano reportedly said via machine translation, "We plan to present several new important industry events during which we will gradually unveil subsequent elements of our project pipeline. You can expect information regarding new projects as well as further news relating to our current brands and the activities of our group companies. As always, we will provide relevant information in a timely manner through current reports, industry events, and official project marketing communications." Bebiano explained that the team that worked on Chronos is currently in pre-production on one of these games, codenamed Project H. But I don't think that there's a weird thing on this article. Project H is not going to be one of those revealed at 2026, so we're going to scratch that. Move on. Though it wasn't explicitly mentioned in the report, it's already been confirmed that Bloober Team is working with Konami on a remake of Silent Hill 1. Following the success of its Resident Evil 2, fucking hell, what is wrong with me? Following the success of its Silent Hill 2 remake, the original Silent Hill will be remade. It's all but certain, and then that the Silent Hill 2 team is currently working on this. Project M, which is weird because there's an actual Project M that's for Melee. As for the Nintendo exclusive Project M, Bebiano has said it has undergone some organizational changes, including a change in the team working on it. At this stage, we're satisfied with the direction in which this project is developing. In an interview late last year, they stated that the unannounced Project M will please fans of Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Limbo, and Eternal Darkness. Features gameplay that only could exist on Nintendo's hardware. Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 9 also has announced a story expansion. So we got that coming for us as well. I'm trying to get through all these because we've been at this for a while. And we still got some stuff to get to. So next up, Pokopia is already one of the best-selling Pokemon spin-offs after just 4 days. This one came from Andy Robinson at VGC. Game Freak and Koei Tecmo's Pokemon Pokopia is already one of the best-selling Pokemon spin-off games ever after just 4 days of sales. On Thursday, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company confirmed suspicions that the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive was off to a very strong start, confirming that sales have surpassed 2.2 million as of the last weekend. That figure includes more than 1 million units in TPC and Nintendo's home market of Japan, the pair said in an announcement. As summarized by Cerebi editor Joe Merrick, this means Pokopia has already in the top 12 selling Pokemon spin-offs ever based on known digital and physical sales. Pocopia was released last week, and it soon emerged that dozens of retailers worldwide were sold out of the physical version, which is a game keycard. According to the game business editor Chris Dring, UK sales data suggests that the physical copy of Pocopia was seriously undersupplied at retailers, and it's likely a similar situation worldwide, he said. VGC's Pocopia review calls it Pokemon's best spin-off, noting that the need to grind late game can't dull the shine of the overall experience. Pocopia is an excellent life simulation game that takes the best bits of from the champions of the genre and evolves into something that Pokemon fans and cozy game fans will love. We wrote, late game grinding doesn't dull an adventure that it as full of this that's as full of discovery at 100 hours as it is at 1. Are y'all playing Pocopia? That's not really a game that I'm into, but I definitely do say that it's gonna have its market. So, I mean, Animal Crossing fans, I know, playing it, so you know. Konami marks 5 million sales of Silent Hill 2 remake by selling it and Silent Hill F for half price on PS5. And I do believe it's on sale on the Steam as well. So go check it out. PlayStation finally confirms Marvel Wolverine's release date, and it's coming before GTA 6. This write-up comes from Andy Robinson at VGC. Somniac Games and PlayStation have confirmed that Marvel's Wolverine will release for PS5 on September 15, 2026. The release date means the much-anticipated superhero title will arrive 2 months before Grand Theft Auto 6, if that is still the date for it. And I added that bit because we all know how that's been going, which most studios are likely attempting to avoid. Currently, no other major 2026 game release dates have been confirmed between Marvel's Wolverine and GTA 6 planned release date, that keyword plan, on November 19th. So that is going to be fun. Next, I want to get into a couple of other looks that we got. Let's take a look at the newly announced Pokemon Winds and Waves. And so far, it looks good. And here are our starters. We got the popcorn chicken. Pombon, the Pomeranian flaming dog. And our emo gecko. Gekwa. Are we going underwater? That's my question. Are we going underwater? Is that what this is teasing? Pokemon wins and Pokemon waves. Global simultaneous release in 2027. That's going to be our next mainline Pokemon game. Wait for it. Okay. It sounded like there was going to be more, but there wasn't. Let me know what you think. Who are you going to pick? I'm picking Pombon. I know someone else who's going to pick the emo gecko. You know who you are. So yeah, let me know who you're going to pick. Are you going to pick this up? Are you going to which is going to be your starter? The next game I want to take a look at is an interesting announcement. Oh, and I just closed something that I wasn't supposed to. Isn't that fun? Love when I do that. It's a new collection. It's coming fairly soon. Marvel Games. Konami. Carbon Engine. That's right. That's right. X-Men. The arcade game. Featuring 6-player online multiplayer. Captain America and the Avengers. Me and my brother used to play this game all the freaking time. And it's different versions of these games. Revisit Marvel's 8-bit and 16-bit past with arcade, home console, and handheld classics. Spider-Man, X-Men Arcade's Revenge. Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage. Love this game. Venom Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. Silver Surfer. Enjoy the Museum and more. Marvel Maximum Collection assembling March 27th. And the physical collection, unfortunately, is coming from Limited Run Games. So we won't be seeing that anytime soon. Well, that wraps up our news. So I want to talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, I have completed 3 games. Of which, well, complete on the third one is a little bit of a stretch, which led me here. So, I talked about it a little bit. Metroid Prime 4, Ghost of Yotei. Okay, those are the 2 that I have completed, and I was gonna do reviews on. Here's the problem: I couldn't do damn reviews because the capture card that I was using was not working. That led me to this. Capture cards are expensive as hell. And I have more to say about that. But I was looking online for decent ones that weren't going to break the bank. And then I found this. A lot of reviews say that it captured good. But I found this on Amazon for $20, 28 bucks. So we're going to talk about this and the game that one of the games that I wanted to review here. So WWE 2K26 came out. The cover star was CM Punk with a CM Punk showcase. And while I am capturing this on this, Okay, I'm not going to put the audio in for a variety of reasons. One of them is that I'm having some issues with the audio, and I might have to return this. But for now, we're going to keep it and see how it does. See if I can figure out what's wrong, why the audio keeps crackling. But with that said, as you can see, visually, it looks good. There is a little bit of a lag that I did notice when it's running on the OBS. So that was something I did notice. Here, what we're going to be doing is an Extreme Rules match at Deadline 2024. And I did it between Blake Monroe and Jada Parker in WWE 2K26. So we'll talk about a little bit about WWE 2K26. There was a showcase mode for CM Punk where you go through and not only do historical matches, but also what if scenarios. Change the outcomes of some of the matches in his history, and you unlock a litany of different versions of Punk. Punk from his ECW debut up to now. Fun fact: one of the unlockables is CM Punk Retro, which includes Misaira Quintera as the entrance theme. But that one you can unlock on the My Rise. So I did complete My Rise as well. I've done some matches here and there. Is it the best game? I mean, comparatively to last year's game, and I did a review early on in the show, Life, on 2K25. I felt that this showcase was a little better, but it was mostly focused on Punk. I'm a Punk fan, so I can't really say, there's a bias there. The characters and the models look great. A lot more have improved from last year's game, for sure. Some of the different interactions with the environments were improved upon. The My Rise. So last year's Mutiny, if I remember correctly, it was Mutiny. Yeah, Mutiny. So last year's Mutiny, if I remember correctly, seemed to be fairly long, and I never finished it. My Rise, I finished it within a couple days for this year. But there's obviously different branches you can take. And there's the men's and women's, so they're separated. It isn't like last year where they were together. It was like they're separate. You can actually keep going. So My Rise actually has a bit more consequence this year when it comes to the My Rise matches, because you get star ratings. So your star ratings, you collect stars, and the more stars you collect, you unlock things. And I think to unlock everything from My Rise, you have to collect 200 stars. I'm like 100 right now. So you just have to be grinding matches. And I got to figure out how that all works. I don't know if I can start a new division with a new character and keep the stars that I have to unlock everything. There's some new match styles, new match types that are in there. The fact that they brought in the thumbtack bag, and you'll see it here, even though I didn't really use it. It's fun. There's improvements to the game, but it's the same game. I feel, if anything, 2K26 is just a patch to 2K25, gameplay-wise, design-wise, which it wasn't a bad one. But here's where my flaws start. We don't have DLC anymore. We have these ringside passes, which is basically a season pass. And there's a premium pass. So I paid $149 to unlock all of the premium passes. But then I have to play through the game consistently and get experience points in order to unlock tiers in the pass, to unlock characters. Like, for example, right now, the season pass is focused on AAA, which I think is fucking awesome. I love me some Lucha Libre, so, y'all seen the masks. I'm at tier 14 right now, and I have played through the entirety of the CM Punk showcase. I have gone through and collected 100 stars in My Rise. I have gone through and completed the entirety of the men's division of the My Rise story. That's all I've done. And I've unlocked 14 tiers. There was an exploit that someone came up with, and I think it was like, I can't remember who it was. You played as one character fighting against Eric Bischoff or something like that, and you could submit him real quick and garner points very easily. That exploit's gone, but they've supposedly made it easier to tier up in the first patch of the game. I just think that model is a little ridiculous, but I've also I said that it is ridiculous that we have the island because the island sucks. And it's back. How that makes sense, I don't know, because it's no longer, the island was supposed to be based off of Roman Reigns and the bloodline, and well, no, that's gone. So one of the things that I did like about gameplay improvements is the doll rag effects that you see when they get thrown from places, when the characters get thrown off places and like land weirdly on stuff like on the barricade or on the fucking steel steps and stuff like that. So gameplay wise, it's fun, like any other WWE game. So I think overall with the passes and all that, I'm gonna have to give this one a 6.5 because of the ringside pass thing. Just because I already paid for the DLC, and the fact that I have to unlock it anyway is really annoying. If we're gonna do that, you should have just done the ringside pass without having to pay for it and made us unlock everything, which is cool. I'm okay with that. Old school, but to have to pay for something and not and have it blocked behind I don't know. If y'all played 2K26, let me know how y'all feel. Like I said, it's a fun game. I'm gonna keep playing it, but I'm just not super enthused with that. And as I said, it's a patch, I feel, of 2K25, which is again is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing to because 2K25 was a good WWE game. Just wasn't the best. It's just there isn't anything that we're improving on. That's how I feel. So, moving on from there. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I want to talk about a couple of games because I didn't have a capture card. I've got no footage of this, so we're gonna roll just trailers in the background for the next two games I'm going to talk about. One being Metroid Prime 4. I played this on the Switch 2, and I loved it. I got sucked in, and I did not stop playing it until I finished it. And I love the environments. I love the open world aspect of it. I didn't unlock everything, but I tried to very hard. You get transported in the middle of this fight with Silex, to a different planet, and you, Galactic Federation soldiers, you'll find along the way. You get this new suit from this new planet called Viros. There's the planet Viros. Viros. And you have to get these keys for this teleporter to transport you back to the planet you were on. As you go out to this different areas, so there's like a forest area, there's an ice area, Fury Green is what it's called. There it is, overgrown jungle. There's this the Volt Forge. There's a Volt Forge. This is where you get your bike. There's the ice belt. There's the ice belt. This is basically a frozen laboratory, as it says there. The Flare Pool, which is a molten facility. That one was one of the harder ones I felt. That one was definitely one of the harder areas that I went through. Um, Here we have some of the villains, some of the enemies that you'll encounter. The robots from these areas were annoying as hell. Um, you gather information from by the scanning. The scanning's back. Um, there is a guide online that you of everything you need to scan because to get 100%, you need to unlock all the weapons, discover everything, scan everything important, things like that. You also get these psychic powers with the new suit, where these energies that you can manipulate and move around, as you'll see here, powers and abilities. Obviously, we have the power beam. We can charge. We have our missiles. I do believe we get a double jump. We got the morph ball. There's a magnetic form of the morph ball that you get in the game. We can log on and yep, that's classic Metroid Prime. You're going to get these powers that are passed down from the natives. They're psychic powers. So here we'll see them. There's a control beam, so you can actually control and hit multiple characters at once, which is pretty dope. This becomes a very vital tool in the game later. The psychic glove, so you can use these psychic energies to do these different things. This thing, the lasso thing, is so awesome. I felt you get it maybe you get it a little too late in the game, but it's really awesome. The psychic ball track is so cool. Once you're in the desert zone, which is the Soul Valley here, there's a lot of different areas you can explore. Things that you'll find throughout the desert. The Viola, the bike is so awesome to ride. I enjoyed my bike rides through the desert. You can do the Akira slide. There it is. The Akira slide. We love ourselves the Akira slide. Again, overall, this game was very fun. You get upgrades for the Viola too, as well, that you'll need in the fires area. Everything you unlock, you discover more about these people, and you'll also there's the Galactic Federation troops that we're about to see here. You'll meet some of them. What's her name? Oh God, the girl starts with an H. I'm looking it up because I don't remember her name. Armstrong, Private Armstrong, being she's a fangirl of Samus, so that those interactions are freaking hysterical. Our tech guy, he comes in clutch with everything. We have the rig robot, Duke, Mackenzie. That's what it is. Mackenzie. Mackenzie is the tech guy, and he comes in clutch with everything. Tokabi, he's also pretty awesome. The entire crew is awesome, and I like how I like the dynamic between the team as a whole, these characters as a whole. It was an awesome story. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely up there as one of my favorite, if not my favorite Metroid game. So I definitely recommend this one because it's a great game. I love the dynamics. It's fun. It's easy to get into. The story it tells, you're You don't have to be, a Metroid Prime, player to jump right in. If you haven't played 1 through 3, it does a good job at telling you the story and giving you info on what's going on. So overall, I give this one an 8.5, 8.5. Definitely an 8.5 for sure. Now, moving into our next game. Um, Hopefully, we can get this through this one with enough footage here. Ghost of Yotei, superseding Tsushima. I talked about it in my top games of all time. I love the character of Atsu. Atsu is a badass. She's very just to the point. I feel she's a much better character and a bigger badass than Jin was in Tsushima. Obviously, this game takes place, I want to say, a century after the original of Tsushima. The weapons are awesome. The gameplay that has evolved is awesome. The story that we're telling, the story of revenge, um, it's it's pretty sick. I loved the Watanabe mode with the lo-fi hip hop music that it had. You don't have to play it that way, but I really loved that music to the point where it was just a relaxing ride through the on your horse. Um, Ezo as a setting is just everything about it is just so beautiful, majestic. I love the relationships that Atsu builds. You see her grow as a character and going from, hey, revenge. This is all I'm seeking right now, and this is all that I'm built for, and not really having a path after that to what she becomes towards the latter end of the game. Obviously, her story is very Kill Bill like. She's going after the Yotei 6 slowly. Here we're looking at a video of the Kurosawa mode, the black and white with the old school Kurosawa films. Um, I've yet to play this game like in this mode, but I want to. I want to go back and replay this. Uh, Then, of course, the Watanabe mode with the lo-fi beats that were made with the direction of Watanabe himself. Watanabe being, the creator of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. Um, the Mike mode with closer combat camera and increased bloodshed. Just that's another mode that I would love to activate in a future playthrough. Hopefully, I can record that one. The different weapon styles between the katana, the dual katana, that I forget the name of the chain thing, um, the big giant sword, and then the staff, and how it is important to switching between the two, um, in different aspects of the gameplay, depending on who you're battling and what weapon they're using. And sometimes having to switch between weapons as some bosses will change weapons. So it's the exploration of Ezo as a whole is something that I want to continue doing as well. So I want to do another run with this game because I did not explore everything. I know that for a fact, but I do know that I want to play this again. I feel so strongly about this game that I don't know how Sucker Punch is going to top this one. And I said this about Ghost of Tsushima, and then they did it. But now I really don't know. And this is definitely on my list of top games of all time. And it knocked out Tsushima because of how good this one was. I like again, it's all about the character. And shouts out to Erika Ishii for her portrayal of Atsu and the life that she gave Atsu. You can even tell just how she portrayed the character as the character evolved, and her expressions were just perfection. Again, I love this game, and I'm gonna go back and play it. I don't want to spoil the story of the game, so no spoilers. But I'm going to say this right now: you're gonna want to get to them Yotei 6. There's even a twist in the middle of it all that I loved. There's so many twists and turns in this game. The flashbacks that you go through, very old school samurai movie, very Kill Bill. But overall, I'm gonna give this. There's 3 games that are my top games. We know Clair Obscur. We know Metal Gear Solid 3. This is my number 3 right here, and I'm gonna have to give this. I'm teetering between 9.5 and 10, and I want to say 10, but I'm gonna give it a 9.5. But I'm very close to calling it a 10 because it was a perfect game to me, and I loved every bit of this game. And like I said, I'm gonna go back. I will be going back to this game, like no doubt about it. Like I said, just riding around Ezo with the Watanabe mode music on is just it's so fun. So again, Ghost of Yotei, give it a try if you haven't already. Those are the 3 games that I've been playing thus far. That I have completed and I wanted to do reviews on. Again, unfortunately, I didn't have my own footage. That's why I wanted to show the trailers and stuff. But I definitely want more of these types of games. The next game I'm going to be playing is going to be Requiem. Other games that I'm playing right now, I've actually gone back because you know me, I'm me. I've gone back to games that I was either starting to play and I didn't finish playing, or starting brand new games. So I'm playing Persona 3 Reload on the Switch 2. I'm playing. I'm gonna be starting Pokemon Za on the Switch 2. I'm playing Soul Reaver Remaster, which has been fun as well. I've used the Switch Online, Game Boy Advance. Been playing Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. Again, I've been playing WWE 2K26. I'm going to be taking a break from that here soon to roll into some other games. But my next big game is going to be Resident Evil Requiem. So, another thing, I'm going to be doing a review on this in the future here because I haven't used it that much. But give me 1 second. We got ourselves the MetaQuest 3S. I've used it a little bit. I've played a couple of games. I've used a Steam Link as well on this. So definitely something I want to talk about. I mostly got this because of my boy Tengu. I blame you for this, and I blame you exclusively for making me get this because when we were at our regionals in Orlando for UA and for Gundam, he brought his, and I tried it, and I had a lot of fun with it. So we're going to be talking about that. But also, talked about it a little bit last episode. I have officially finished book 7 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I'm lost because I have nothing to read anymore. Or listen to. I guess I listened to it. I listened to it on audiobook. So, relatively soon, I will be starting my reread of book 1, where I'm going to be making notes and things of that nature, because myself and you, Megan, you, best friend, the best friend of the one Sir Snorlax, are going to be talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 1. And my plan is to do a reread of the entire series and us talking about it here, leading up to, but it'll probably happen before, after the final release in May of, I say the final release like it's the last book. It's not the last book, The Parade of Horribles. So that's coming next. So we've got on the slate so far, we've got Dungeon Crawler Crawler 1, Resident Evil Requiem. We have a review of the MetaQuest. We got a lot coming up. So with that, keep tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you that do tune in every week. And we're going to be doing lots of fun things, hopefully on a more consistent basis. But with that, I bid you all adieu. Oh, one more thing. WrestleMania is coming up. You know we're going to have a WrestleMania talk, just like we had before. So, again, with that, I must bid you all adieu. Goodbye, good night, and as always, be good or be good at it. Thank you all, and I hope y'all have a good one.